If you're looking for a great football app, then get over to OneFootball. OneFootball have not just got your latest rumours, latest videos and latest news about your favourite teams, but they tell you about the entire Premier League and football pyramid. So get over to OneFootball and download it now in the link below. Quick app, do it now.
What's going on, everyone? It's John back again. Michael will be joining me in a minute. Thanks very much to everyone who joined us on the watch along. Everton have just beaten Fulham 3-2 at Craven Cottage in a game that I think Everton's first half performance won us the game. I thought we were poor second half. You know, Fulham missed a penalty, a Beckham-esque slip by the penalty taker. I can't remember his name now. Do Fulham feel hard done by with that result? Probably. You know, Fulham have been putting performances in lately. They haven't got the results for them, and I think today was another one of them games for Fulham. You know, Everton have moved up to 6. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has gone back to the top of the scoring charts with his 2 goals today. Players who impressed me today, I will be done well. You know, that hat-trick in midweek on international duty, I give him a lot of confidence by the looks of it. You know, listen, it doesn't make me change my opinion on him. You know, Premier League's a different kettle of fish than playing in European for the team he plays for. But Fulham will feel hard done by. You know, Everton have got the 3 points there. You know, as I say, we have moved up to 6th. It was a win that Everton needed. You know, we've lost 3 games on the run after being unbeaten after 5. Good performances. It was nice to see Richarlison back today. The first couple of goals was down to him and Luke Dean linking up on the left-hand side, which I said in the watch-along. You know, they linked up well. Richarlison picked the ball up and he was running at the opposition, getting into that left-back, you know, the opposition's left-back position and pulling the ball across. Thought Luke Dean tired towards the end of the game because he put that so much in to the first half. I thought Luke Dean was fantastic today. It was a result Everton had to get to keep us up there. You know, chasing that pack for the European places. As I say, we've moved up to 6th now. Goal difference. I think if we wouldn't have conceded the second goal, we would have been 5th. But it's so tight up there at the minute. First half performance was more like the old Everton from the beginning of the season. Then we tailed off. You know, we should have capitalised on going 1-0 up after so quick. You know, I think it was something like, I think it was 25, 30 seconds or 50 seconds, whatever it was. You know, within the first minute, Everton go 1-0 up. And we sat back again, you know, and we done that against Man United. Yet we didn't go ahead so early against in the Man United game, but Everton sit back on early leads, and you know it was starting to go back to the Louis Saha when he scored in that, you know, the FA Cup final, where do we score so early, too early, you know, and then we can't see the game out or we don't build on it. And I think that was another incidence of Everton doing that again today. But you know, Fulham get back into it when it's 2-1, and then you know you're panicking, you know, and then Everton get a third. And then Fulham score again, and they've missed a penalty in the meantime. So, you know, Fulham will be, it could have easily finished 3-0. It was a poor penalty, you know, we did slip, but, you know, it's 3 points for Everton, and we needed them 3 points today. It's a big 3 points to get us back up there. As I say, it wasn't a great performance. Defensively, for me, there's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done, you know. Everton were a tad unlucky with the second goal. You know, he has a shot put in. Poor mark, and it comes off Yerry Mean, and it just goes into the net. And I think, you know, I said this in the watch along. We have 2 runners and 2 trackers in that team, in Abdullah Decore and Alan. Their goals today, Everton can stop them if they do their job, and they're not getting in to help the back four early on in the season and in the, you know, the pre-season videos that we done. We said they could come in and help that back four out, and for me, they're not doing it. They're not doing it. Yeah, it was great to see Decore get a goal today, but they're not helping back defensively enough for me. If they're there helping that back four out today, we stop at least one of them goals, and they're not doing their job. But listen, as I say, it is 3 points. I'm hoping Michael's going to come in now and give his take on the game. I did say earlier on, well, not earlier on, towards the end of the stream, that, you know, we were asking for your man of the matches. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was mentioned a few times because he got 2 goals. Um, Alex Iwobi was mentioned, which is quite a surprise for me. I was shocked today with the team selection in a way. Alex Iwobi was thrown straight in, but listen, I don't think he's done anything wrong today. I thought Iwobi gave a good account of himself. Looking at the bench, Gordon was nowhere near the team, but yet you've got Tom Davis, Gylfi Sigurdsson on the bench. Gomez is on the bench, didn't get on. Strange by Ancelotti, but listen, it's the 3 points that count. We've got a couple of tough games coming up. I think it's Burnley, we've got Leeds, whatever way round it is. But what I will say is if we play like that midfield-wise today and defensively against Leeds, we will get hurt. We will get hurt by Leeds. So we need to work defensively. For me, we need a centre-half. I know we mentioned in the watch-along that we brought Ben Godfrey in for 30 million to play centre-half. He played at right back today. I hope, eventually he will move into that centre-back berth because for me, Yerry Mina is not good enough.
Yeah, it was a rough game today. Hi everyone, I was just sharing and sorting out the video so it goes out to everyone else. It wasn't great today. It wasn't great, but we got the job done, and I think that's what John's essentially just said.
The first half was great.
It was. But we still conceded a goal in the first half that was
we haven't kept a clean sheet since Tottenham, have we?
No, and that's the one disappointment of the first half. The football was great, the one-touch football. Iwobi breaking down defenses. He picks up the ball. Iwobi, he picks up the ball today. Iwobi, and he tries to go forward. He's
strong.
Happy to try and beat people. Yeah, he's trying to beat people today. His distribution's still poor. He can't pass. Iwobi can't pass a ball. Whether it be 5 yards or 50 yards, Iwobi can't pass. But what he did was carry that ball forward today, and that helped the team. And then the opposite side, when you've got Richarlison dropping deeper and again turning, picking up the ball, carrying it, defence turns into attack really quick. In the second half, as you rightly say, we sort of started to slow down a little bit. The ball wasn't moving as quickly. The midfield weren't closing down as much. James looked very, very, very tired, and look, we've had a very tired James now for probably 3 or 4 games.
I don't think he's fit.
No, and that's fine. These are the sort of games where you'd wish that you had the squad depth to drop him, and say, give yourself a break, give yourself a week. Because obviously he also played in Colombia because he had to release a statement saying it all fell out or some stuff like that. So today wasn't a vintage Everton performance. It wasn't great, but at least we got the job done today, which we haven't done in the last 3 games. We went up against Southampton, we got turned over. We went to Newcastle, we didn't turn up. We played against Manchester United, we turned up for 15 minutes. Today, we at least played good for 55 minutes today. And although it's not 90, it's just a better performance. I thought our first goal was really good football. The ball 42 seconds in or whenever it was great. The ball gets played over, makes it 1-0. For the second goal, again, really good football. Iwobi charging down the right-hand side, plays the ball into James Rodriguez, plays the ball out to Luca Dean. Luca Dean plays the ball over. Dominic Calvert-Lewin makes it 2-0. Makes it 2-1. And you sort of think, you can see Everton cruising. Then we get the third, and you just think, Everton have won the game. And then in the second half, we sort of get nervy again.
I said on the stream, Michael, when we went 3-1 up, I was like, it could be 4, 5, 6, 7. This, the way we were playing, and we just we took our foot off the gas and we allowed Fulham to get into the game. And going back to what I said before, Fulham have been putting better performances in lately.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Yes, they haven't been getting the results, but the performances have been better. And obviously, when you go 3-1 up and then Fulham get to 3-2, they get a penalty. Their performance again starting to show, and then you start to worry. Are they going to get a third? It was a poor penalty, as I said before. It was a poor penalty, but did Everton do enough to win the game? Yes, they probably did. First half, I think the first half performance, or as you say, the first 55 minutes won us the game today.
Yeah, they did.
That's what won us the game. No disrespect to Fulham, I think against a better team, we're dropping 2 points there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think and John, you hit the nail on the head. If it wasn't for the fact that a guy slips over, that game finishes 3-3.
Yeah. We lose 2 points.
Yeah, and I'm not being funny. Everton have gone 3 games with defeats. They've only scored 2 in those games and conceded 7. Everton needed today to get a result, and conceding 2 goals by Fulham isn't great, but at least they sort of ground out that win. We've got a massive couple of games coming up against teams that on paper Everton should be beating, Burnley and Leeds. I don't know what order, and if anyone wants to slag me off for not knowing the order, then I ain't bothered. But they're the 2 games that we've got coming up, and they're going to be difficult games. They're going to be difficult games
Leeds
because Everton can't defend.
Leeds is tough.
It's Leeds we've got next week, 5:30 kickoff on Saturday, Sky Sports, for anyone who needs to know. It's going to be a tough game, but Everton they've got to beat Leeds. They've got to beat Leeds. Everton have got the home advantage. We need to be going into a game at home going, we're going to beat any team that get promoted, because last season we lost to teams like Leeds. We lost to Sheffield United, we lost to Norwich, we lost to Villa. Everton need to step up today. And Everton, they ground out a win. It wasn't great. The second half was poor. We sat back. It wasn't great, but we got a result. And, for the first time, for the first 3 visits to London this season, Everton have won all 3 games. Tottenham, Palace, and again today against a Fulham side that, credit where credit's due. Fulham aren't
they
a
give
bad
a good account of themselves
side.
today.
They're not a bad footballing side. They just can't defend. They just can't defend. If Fulham could defend, there's no way they'd be in the bottom 3 when you look at the other teams down there. They just wouldn't. We
have to sort our defensive frailties out this week coming in training, because Burnley can hurt teams, Leeds can definitely hurt teams, and if we play like that, against Leeds and possibly Burnley, we will get punished and we will drop points out them games. Exactly. We're all right going forward. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, as I said, has gone back to the scoring charts, the top of that list. But defensively, we're poor, Michael. Yerry Mina, the gap between Yerry Mina today and Michael Keane, they just waltzed through us, Michael. And this is Fulham we're talking about, and this is no disrespect to Fulham, but, I didn't expect Everton to put a top performance in today when you've lost 3 games on the run. I didn't. But the simple things that Everton done wrong today defensively should easily be sorted, and they're making bad decisions. Them defenders, Michael, they are.
Well, they certainly should have been sorted since the first game of the season. For our only clean sheet to be the first game, and Carlo identified about defending after the Southampton game. He come out and he said we have to defend better, and we haven't. We haven't. There's been an international break in that time. There's actually been 2. There's been 2 international breaks in that time where Everton should have got their shit together defensively. There is too much of a gap between Allen and Decore. Michael Keane and Mina are far too slow. Godfrey got exposed to give a stupid penalty away for the second goal. And look, I'm not going to sit here and criticise a young lad, but Mina and Keane should know better. The Fulham goal today, Decore is not anywhere near the man in midfield who plays the ball into that
runner.
Yeah, into Reed. And that happened time and time again. You were there at one point during the watch long, 65 minutes going, look at the space he's got in the middle of the park. And literally, you've seen him just waltz through. Everton have got to identify that, got to pick up that, and got to change that. But attacking wise today, and this was where we had our little argument a couple of weeks ago, and we said, attacking wise today, we've been bailed out a little bit. The first 45 minutes, Richarlison was good. He was getting the ball, he was defending, he was carrying the ball, he was working really hard with Luca Dean, and we were breaking them down time and time again. We could have scored 2 other goals in the first half. Richarlison hits the ball, keeper makes a decent save down to his left hand side, and again, the ball gets stuck between, I think it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin's feet, and he could have made it 2-0 after about 5 minutes. We need to be better at reading the game, the situation. I certainly thought that it was great for Decore to get a goal today because he's needed it. I don't think he's, a lot of people have praised Decore a lot, but I don't think he's been brilliant. I'm not going to sit here and say I think he's been brilliant. I certainly don't think he's pulled up any trees. But today he got his goal and he worked hard. Alan, again, worked hard like he does.
They're not working together, though, Michael.
Yeah, and that's the difference. I just think that will take time. That will take time. But, we've got you can clearly see Everton have got the makings of a very, very strong team. We just need to add a little bit to it. You mentioned in the watch along, you said we need another centre back. It's difficult to say that because we've just spent so much money on Godfrey. Do you get what I mean? And it's sort of like this was our argument in the summer. Do we go for a centre back that's proven and ready and established, or go and get someone who's clearly played in the Premier League but isn't on that level?
Go and get both. Godfrey's one for the future. I think that's pretty obvious. Pretty obvious. But we need them for now. And while Yerry Mina and Michael Keane are making these mistakes, that won't fill Ben Godfrey with confidence, Michael.
No.
So if they're prone to mistakes, it rubs off. And we've said this in our pre-season videos. It starts from the back. Your team starts from the back. Now, Pickford, and then you've got your back four. But if you've got your two centre halves there who are making mistakes week in, week out, and then you throw a young kid in who's probably got a price tag on his head, £30 million.
That's a lot.
It is a lot for a young kid, and he's come from a lower league club. For me, I think when Everton went after Thiago, that would have been ideal. But also bring in Ben Godfrey if you can. Do you know what I mean? Because that then gives him someone to learn off. You look at Ben Godfrey, Michael, when you bring a young centre-half into the club, he needs someone to learn off from that back four. Right? What the fuck, sorry for swearing, what's he going to learn off Yerry Mina and Michael Keane when they're making mistakes week in and week out? That's why you need a seasoned pro who's won Champions League medals, Premier League medals to nurture him. And he's not getting nurtured. And listen, as you said, I'm not going to sit here and like Ben Godfrey off, but we need a pro, a seasoned pro, centre-half who's been there and done it and won things at the club at the minute, just to bring a bit of solidity.
Yeah. What about the runs in midfield then? Because this isn't the first time that we've had runs through the middle of the park. It happened against Newcastle. You'd see players like Saint Maximum actually coming off the wing to run in the middle of the park. Southampton did exactly the same against us. How do Everton address that?
Well, we're just not tracking our runners, Michael, and we've got the players to do it. That's why we brought Alan Decore in. And you mentioned in the watch-along about bringing a Ghana guy back. Yeah, a Ghana guy will track them runners. He will track the likes of your St. Maxims or anyone who's playing against Everton. He will be there and track them because he's that little shit that you need in midfield. And I don't think Alan and Decore do that.
They're different players, aren't they? Alan's a class player, gets the ball, wins it back, passes it on, whereas Garner literally does the dirty stuff.
Exactly. But I don't want to see a team. I don't want to see an Everton team with Alan Decore and Garner.
Well, you say that.
You see why I'm saying that.
You say that, and I do get it. I get exactly what you're saying. But actually, that gives Decore the chance to be that ball-carrying midfielder that he was at Watford. He's not doing his full job at Everton. His job here at Everton is to pick up the ball and pass it to the ball-carrying midfielder, which today... But
that's Alan's job more than Decore, I think.
It was Iwobi. Iwobi was the man to pick up, to get the ball and run. Not tackle back, do all the running. It was for him to simply turn and go. And he did a good job of that today. But if you bring in Garner, that allows Decore to not do the tackling job and just go up the park, carry that ball, that strong, that strength. I think
he had that at Watford, didn't he, with the players around him? He had that at Watford, didn't he?
He did. He had Etienne Capoue and what's his name next to him? He had Capoue and somebody else next to him. So Decore could go forward. He was that one in the middle of the three that would go up and down, but he was more up. He was more carrying the ball.
Yeah, and he can't do that at Everton, can he? But as you say, if you bring a Ghana guy in, it allows him to do that.
you can see that he can't do it at Everton because we get exposed on that right-hand side and in the middle of the park. He's used to going forward. And trust me, Doucouré didn't have a bad game at all today. I'm just stating where the gap is. There is a clear gap in that
massive gap
between Allen and Doucouré, and it's been obvious now for the last 4 games. It was there against Liverpool. We all saw it against Liverpool. Liverpool's midfield were allowed to overrun our midfield, and the reason for that is that gap in the middle, that 2, and that needs to get tighter. Richarlison today really helped in the first half because he would track back, he would get himself. You know, there was one point, 35 minutes in, Richarlison's in the middle of the pitch carrying the ball towards the middle of the centre circle. Richarlison's a striker.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin again today, Michael. He was in our own half, wasn't he?
Dropping deep, getting the ball on his chest and trying to turn. And look, there's absolutely nothing wrong with any of that. I'm all for that. But you don't want it all game. You don't want to rely on your strikers making it a 4 in that gap. You want them to be.
Leaves you not up front then, doesn't it?
Exactly. And that's what used to happen with Lukaku. He used to get isolated. So we just need to look. The positive is we've won today, and that's the positive. We've won today, and the first half performance was a good performance.
That's what won us the game. You know, it's another 3 points in the capital as well.
Exactly. You know, we won the game. It was a mistake defensively. It was poor defensively, but we got the win. We were talking during that stream at 1-1, and we said this is where Everton would step up. Unfortunate. Well, we did today. We did. The issue we had is when they come at us with that second wave, we then didn't. You know, when Fulham got their second goal and they had their penalty, we didn't step up. We didn't change the way we were playing.
They scored that penalty, Michael. It's a completely different fucking outcome, isn't it?
But they could have gone on to win, you know, because they would have had the confidence, you know, and fortunate enough, Everton managed to just do enough today, and that's the main thing. I want to give a massive shout out to the 205 people that are watching our match reaction here today. It's phenomenal for a match reaction. That really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you are new. Just want to give you a little bit of a rundown of where the channel is and where the channel is going. There will be a new podcast which will not be football related, and that will be midweek. So, guys, make sure if you're interested in other stuff away from football, make sure you come over to the Blue Boys Network and you watch that. The watch-alongs are now officially called The Match, which is a massive thank you to OneFootball and our new partners going forward. Also, all of the donations, massively appreciated. The kit is better, as you can see. The setup is better. Even the little things, you know, even the little things like the way we look on screen, things like this, it's loads better.
Be even better if you weren't there.
Brilliant, fantastic. Well, we can sort that here. I could just sit in the background and talk.
How best is that, folks? Go on.
John, one last thing then, just while we're here, the international break. Now, you made your point in the watch along, and I have to agree with you. Why would you scrap it right now?
Well, I'd scrap the friendlies. You know, international friendlies are pointless. Yeah, I can take these games that have got to be played for the competition that the international teams are in, but let them go away for the week just to play one game if they've got to be played in this tournament that they're in. But the friendlies that they also throw into it, they're just pointless, Michael. In the current situation with this pandemic, with the COVID that's all over the world, you've got Premier League players going to, you know, foreign hotels, foreign countries where, you know, the pandemic is huge. And it's, you know, we're trying to stop the stem of this COVID, you know, coming into clubs, spreading it to family, you know, their kids go to school. It's just stupid, Michael. You know, stop the friendlies for the time being. We can't go into a Premier League game, which is outside, open air, where less transmission, but yet you can get players going, staying in hotels, and we don't know who stayed in that room, who stayed in that hotel. So, yeah, I did mention it earlier. It's a thing that I'm quite vocal about. international breaks, we all hate international breaks, you know, but they've got to be done, you know, and it's great to see the likes of Calvert-Lewin, the likes of Michael Keane, Jordan Pickford getting picked for England, James is going over there, Alan, Decore, you know, they're all getting Luca Dean, they're all getting picked for their international teams. But in the current situation, let's just concentrate on the tournaments and the games that matter.
Yep.
You know,
I can't argue with that.
I said this earlier on in the season, you know, it's stupid playing pointless friendlies.
I agree. John, just keep going a second. I'm just going to be 2 minutes.
Right. I haven't got the comments in front of me, but we did ask this in the watch along anyway. Me and Michael haven't given our man of the match yet. So I'm going to give you a choice of 3, if that's okay. I'm going to go with Dominic Calvert-Lewin for scoring his 2 goals. I'm going to go with Iwobi for putting a much better performance, and I think his hat-trick for his... I can't even think who he plays for international-wise. He scored a hat-trick midweek. I thought that helped his confidence today. And I thought first half, I thought Luca Dean was absolutely fantastic as well. So that's... I'm going to whittle it down, but at the minute, I've got 3 man of the match for Luca Dean, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Iwobi. They're my choice of 3 man of the match, but obviously I will have to whittle it down to 1. Michael's showing us Pokemon things at the minute.
Yeah, they're my 2 favourites, and we have obviously got a Charizard as well.
Yeah, I can't see the comments at the minute. I did ask people's man of the matches. My choice of 3. Yeah, I have got the man of the match on. As Iwobi, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I thought Luca Dean played well first half as well.
Yeah. Do you want me to just rattle off mine? Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Iwobi, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Iwobi, and Luca Dean.
Well, they're my 3.
Well, there you go.
Great minds think alike. So what we're going to do now is we're going to give our man of the match. For me today, I never thought I'd say this. Iwobi, for me, was a different player today. I think that's the best game he's had in an Everton shirt, if I must say, you know what I mean? But I can't bring myself to give it to Alex Iwobi, and that's probably poor by me. You know, credit where credit's due. I thought he had a good game. I'm probably going to give it to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's come back from an international break. You know, he's been away with the England team, and he popped up with 2 goals today that put him back on top of the scoring chart. So for me, I'm probably going to give it to DCL.
I agree. And the reason for that is, although Iwobi was great at carrying the ball, and he really was, you know, let's not take anything away from him. You know, there's one run where he beats 4 players and delivers a ball over to James Rodriguez. But the only issue with that was his passing for the rest of the game was
it was sure. Yeah, it was sure. It was poor,
you know, so when he carried the ball, I was much more confident if he would be carrying the ball than I was passing the ball. Whereas Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 2 goals, again, you know, early start, being in the right position in the right place. You know, even in the second half, look, he was very much isolated. It was.
I think he was starved of service the second half, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think. I just think he deserves it on that merit. But Iwobi certainly won him close. And in the first half, Luca Dean and even Richarlison, you know, both of those were fantastic in the first half as well. The team was much better in the first half. You know, the one-touch football was brilliant.
I think what you'll find with the first half, I think they showed intent in the first half. I think the link-up play with Luca Dean and Richarlison was fantastic down the left. As you say, quite rightly, Michael, Iwobi's passing can be a bit, you know, AWOL. But I think carrying the ball forward, carrying the ball forward, I think that's what we've wanted from the likes of Decore more so. I think Iwobi done that job. So for me, Iwobi is, you know, a close second. Luca Dean's probably on a par with him, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin for me today for man of the match, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Guys, if you can just give us 10 extra subs, I will appreciate it. We are on 7,190. 45 today would be fantastic. So if you can just press the sub button, hit the like button, I really appreciate that. John, in terms of the rest of your day, what does it look like?
roast dinner, setting a table up.
Yeah.
Got a new table, having a roast dinner and cleaning James's turtles out.
Lovely, lovely.
I know.
Stuff.
All go in my life, you know. All rock and roll.
I'm just going to ask you a quick question then about the Leeds game next week. Everton are at home, 5:30 kickoff. Leeds are very attacking side. We've saw it lots of times this season that Leeds can score goals at will. What do we need to be scared of?
Everything. Attacking wise, we have to be better following the runners. We have to stop their flair players. We have to defend better. I think we'll score.
Yeah.
But if we don't sort our defensive side of the game out, Leeds are going to hurt us, Michael. It worries me. You know, Leeds have gone off the boil a bit. I remember watching early in the season against Liverpool. You know, they were fantastic going forward. They seemed to be running and just didn't get tired. Just kept going and going and going. If they get that back against Everton, I worry for our game. But listen, as you said before, you know, we have got the home comforts, even though there's no fans there. If we can do our first half performance for the full game, I fully expect us to beat them, but we have to be better defensively.
What do you think of players like Patrick Bamford, who obviously sort of got a bit wrote off?
Well, he's had a new lease of life, hasn't he? He's had a new lease of life. You know, Patrick Bamford, I think he's been at Blackburn and Leeds signed him, you know, and he's come into Leeds. He's stepped up to the Premier League again. He's scoring goals. You know, he was at Blackburn, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was at Chelsea.
He was a Blackburn, yeah. But anyway, you know, he's the sort of player we have to be wary of, and he's the sort of player who can easily hurt Everton if we defend like we did today. If we don't track the runners, you know, they've got a fella called, I think it's Dallas, you know, there as well. Leeds, if I was a Leeds supporter, I would not have any worries about going down. Leeds will easily cement their place in the Premier League this season. This is a game that Everton have to be wary of. I think they're going to have to work hard for the 3 points next week, Michael, because if we do another performance, especially the second half today, where we didn't close, you know, we didn't finish the game off, we allowed Fulham back into the game. If we do that against Leeds, Leeds will hurt us. Yeah,
they will. They're very good at picking a ball and turning defence to attack.
They're very good. They're a very good team. They're a good unit. They've got a good manager who works on a lot of things. You know, for me, he's a fantastic manager. He's a fantastic manager.
Fantastic man.
Oh, he's a fantastic human being. But that's where Everton have to be wary. We have to stop that quell. We have to stop, you know, the build-up play from Leeds midfielders. Stop the service to Patrick Bamford. Because if we don't, they will hurt us, especially where we're defending. You know, we have to. This is where Decore and Allen have to track the runners, because that's what Leeds have. They have runners from back to front. They have runners all the time, coming at the opposition, coming at you. We have to track them. Hello, Charles. How are you, mate? You okay? Nice to see you. I will message you. I'm not on the other Twitter anymore, but thanks very much for jumping in, Charles. I will message you.
Cheers, bud. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you. I think their biggest threat is exactly what you've just said, the runners. The fact they turn defence to attack very, very quickly. They can be very bold on the ball. They can be very... Leeds play really good football. They play nice football.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they can hurt us. So we need to perform like we did for the first 45 minutes today, for 90 minutes next week.
Oh, yeah, we've got to do a full game.
Yeah. Now, one last thing. You predicted at the start of the season, John, that Leeds would go down.
Oh, how wrong was I? How wrong was I? But this is what I was saying about me, Michael. I admit when I'm wrong. And I'm telling you now, Leeds will gladly cement their place in the Premier League this season. I have no doubt about that.
I still think Leeds will be top 11 this season. I really do.
Yeah, the way they're playing, you know, we just to finish the video, you know, because we are playing Leeds next week. If you look at, you know, I think it was the first game of the season when they played Liverpool. You looked at Leeds, then you think the way they played with pace, with power, you know, with finesse. They played everything. Leeds had everything that game, but it seems to have dried up. Have teams learned how to play against them? Probably, but I still don't think they've found out enough, because I don't think Leeds' manager knows how his own team play, because they're just that good going forward, Michael.
I want to give another shout out to Two-Payne Arthur, who I think he might have been a Fulham fan, but credit to sticking with us, guys. I really appreciate that. Charles Stevo, main issue ahead of Leeds is tracking the runs of Bamford. Excellent movement and pace, and Everton need to get to grips with this. Prepare during the week. Fitness is key. Now, coming on to fitness, again, sorry, last thing, I promise, John. Last thing. James Rodriguez went off today, and he looked very, very tired from half-time onwards.
I think with the likes of James, who's had the injury, the international break coming at a wrong time to take him away. You know,
it was a horrible challenge. You know, Van Dijk absolutely put him on him, almost snapped him in half. I mean, it's a disgrace. Van Dijk.
This is the thing that hasn't been mentioned.
No, you know, I mean, he almost castrated fucking James.
Yeah, and this is the thing, and he's still carrying the knock now. Now, you know, Liverpool are still picking these wins up. We went 3 games unbeaten. For me, we've suffered more by that horrendous challenge by Van Dijk on James Rodriguez. You know, he nearly took one of his balls off. So for me, people have gone on. They can't forget about it. The red shite keep going on about it. We've been hurt just as bad, because our main midfield player is not doing what we think he can, because he was brilliant before that game.
Mark Ogden brought it back up the other day, literally yesterday, I think it was. He brought it back up again. I mean, when did we play them? 5 weeks ago. Just
get over it. It's done. You're still winning. You know, you're still winning. Fucking get over it. We're struggling to get 3 points against Fulham. We've lost 3 games on the run because James has been injured by a tackle by Van Dijk. So get over it. It's gone. It's done. But if you want to bring it up, I will gladly tell you my part on the tackle by Van Dijk on James. So carry on, bring it on, bring it on. James doesn't look fit for me. Going back to your question, you know, yeah, he did have a part in 2 goals today. You know, I said to you in the watch along, Michael, there was one there where he used the outside of his foot, you know, and he found Luca Dean with it to put the ball back across, and we scored again. But it's not the James that we know. All coming from that derby, from that tackle, but we've heard nothing about it.
No, it's true. Somebody's just mentioned Eugene McGeever. I think the next manager to get the sack this season will be the Fulham manager. Now, I made a point in the watch along that
the performances are better.
That I actually said in the watch along that if Fulham could defend, they'd stay up, because you look at the front
going
7,
forward.
You look at the front 7 of Fulham. They've got the lad who scored today, so clearly knows where the net is, and it was a good finish, good first touch. Then you've got Mitrovic, who we all know is dangerous. You've got Lookman and Cavallero, who can beat people for fun, quick, pacey. You've got a midfield 3 of Anguissa, Lamina, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who are strong, powerful.
Who scored today, Ruben Loftus-Cheek,
who can turn defence to attack very quickly and defend equally as good. And then, literally, from the back 4 are awful, and then they've got a good goalkeeper. So if Fulham
it's a bit like us,
yeah, you know, if Fulham could defend, they'd be more dangerous than what they are. They really would have.
It's a bit like us, isn't it? It is a bit like us, you know. But great going forward. You know, you look at Richarlison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, James. You know, Richarlison, as I say, going forward, but defensively. How long defensively have we been this poor, and we're still not sorting it out? You know,
and the problem is, though, you know, is that because he hasn't got the personnel to sort it? Is that because he doesn't rate Mina and Keane?
But he's brought as you said, he brought a £30 million defender.
But he hasn't got a right back to stick in instead of him.
I thought Kenny would have been back today.
I thought Holgate would go right back. Holgate played right back at West Brom last season.
For me, Holgate's a brilliant right back, and he's a brilliant midfielder as well.
Yeah, well, to be honest, after these last performance, I'd stick him in midfield before I'd stick him in defence.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, right. I'm pretty much done. Are you done?
We're done. I need a week.
Yeah, oh, Jesus. God help everyone. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you ever so much for watching another match reaction. Obviously, we are drawing closer to Christmas, so any donations and things like that, we really do appreciate. All goes back into the channel. This equipment, the new setup, and obviously the long-term aim is that, you know, we can have our own little studio and all sorts of magical stuff if we get big
and
enough.
use this as our job.
Yeah, so guys, keep smiling, stay strong. I appreciate it's really shit at the minute. You know, on a serious note, from a mental perspective, I understand it's tough. It's boring every week, not being able to do stuff. I get it. Like, me and John both get it. I haven't spoke to John this week at all. You know, John's had some stuff that he doesn't need to talk about, but John's had some stuff. I've had some stuff. It's been a rough month for a lot of people, this second lockdown. And I just want to tell you that we both are here as much as we can. The Blue Boys Network is monitored. The Twitter is monitored by both me and John, and we're both here. So you need us, just message us. Guys, I'm going to leave it there. I've got to show
I might need you people soon as well.
Yeah, John's going to need you as well. So look, make sure you're there for us as well, because we are going to need you. I'm going to show you one last advert before we go.
And what can I just say something before we do?
You can.
Only about Charles. I know he gets a lot of shit. Me and Charles are sound. We get on well, blah, blah, blah. Michael knows that. Yeah, I did come off my own Twitter. I will tell you why. I will follow you from the Blue Boys Network, Charles, and we will speak on there.
So, guys, have a good one. We will see you soon.
Peace.
If you're looking for a great football app, then go over to OneFootball. OneFootball have not just got your latest rumours, latest videos and latest news about your favourite teams, but they tell you about the entire Premier League and football pyramid. So get over to OneFootball and download it now in the link below. Quick app, do it now.
Done.
Bye. See you later, guys. End of the broadcast. Ta-ra.
See you later.